Hi friends, how are you all? So today we are going to talk about the recently released Kartik Aaryan's film Freddy Friends. The story of this film is very good and it has twists and turns too, which you will like very much, so do watch this video till the end. Friends, this is the story of a doctor named Freddy who is very lonely in his life. He is in his late 30s and is not married yet. And for 5 years he had made his profile on the matrimonial site, but he had not found any partner yet. He goes to a restaurant named Café Blue to meet a girl because she saw his profile and came to meet him. When the girl is talking to Freddy, Freddy's attention is going to her chest, which makes the girl feel very strange and she leaves from there. At night Freddy is painting his toys and he has a pet turtle whose name he has named Hardy. And he considered him his friend because he had no other friend. Then Freddy's aunt calls him and asks him how was his date. So Freddy tells him that the girl suddenly left, due to which he still has not been able to talk to her. Freddy's society had a couple who used to come late night party and Freddy sees them kissing from the window and he has this doubt in his mind that when will he find his partner. Next day Freddy goes to his clinic and treats a child there, and at night when he is at home, he gets a call from a girl who tells him that she has seen his profile and she likes him a lot. So he came to meet her so that he can talk further. He hears that Freddy calls him to the Blue Cafe and starts waiting for him there. But the time for him to meet him passes and that girl still does not come there. In that cafe, the couple of his society is sitting there. And all this was his plan, and they had done this prank with him. When Freddy is going from there, they start shouting at him. Freddy finds out that they have made a joke, but he still does not say anything to them and leaves from there. At night he goes to a wedding where his aunt talks to him. She says that now he is old, so when will he get married? So Freddy tells her that she is not finding any girl. Then the aunt tells her that the girl in the blue dress was staring at her. That means she likes her, so she should go and talk to her. Freddy listens to her and goes to talk to that girl. He asks her why she was looking at him. The girl tells him that she had not seen him. Then the girl's husband comes there and asks her if he is flirting with his wife. Freddy tells her that it is not like that. So he slaps Freddy and he falls to the ground, and then he takes his wife away from there. After getting beaten, Freddy goes to the aunt and asks her if she knew that he was married, then why did she send him there? So the aunt tells him that she was practicing him and she says that she leaves from there. When Freddy is sleeping at night, he starts to miss the same girl as if he has fallen in love with her. Next morning when he is in his clinic, the same girl comes to meet him because she tells him that her friend so that she doesn't feel pain and she can remove her teeth easily. After that he takes her to the operation room, and when she is unconscious, he comes to her and says I love you. And after that he removes her teeth and then follows her. Freddy takes her address from her form so that he can go there and stalk her. When Rathakina comes home late at night, her husband asks her where she went. She tells him that she went to get her teeth removed. And after that she went with her friends. When her husband hears this, he gets very angry and starts beating her. After hearing this, his husband tells him that he was sitting here in hunger and he was enjoying outside. He says that he starts beating him badly, and we see Freddy outside his house who was watching all this. He gets very angry seeing this violence and he wants to go to that guy and beat him, but then he stops himself and goes home. At night when he is sleeping, he remembers one thing from his childhood. His father called his mother a cheater and killed her, and then he shot himself and killed himself. And Freddy saw his parents' death in front of him, which caused him to be traumatized, and therefore he did not become a friend of Freddy. Next day Freddy waits to meet Kainaz, but Kainaz does not come to his clinic. See, he calls Kainaz and asks her why she did not come. She tells him that her husband does not want her to go out, so she cannot come back for her checkup. After hearing this, Freddy tells her that he is coming to her house to meet her. So Kainaz agrees and goes to meet him. Freddy sees bruises on his face and he understands that these are bruises from his beating. He asks her how did these bruises come. She tells him that her husband often beats her. Then Freddy feeds him ice cream so that he can calm down, and then he tells Kainaz that he does not worry, his teeth will be fine. Freddy now starts living in a very calm manner because he fell in love with her and he always used to go to her in a drenched state. At night, he always stays outside her house to stalk her, and one night he took her husband out of the house who had come out for jogging. He calls Kainaz and asks her to meet him. Kainaz tells him that she can come with him for coffee tomorrow. Now their relationship also starts to grow and they become good friends. One day in the theater, Kainaz kisses Freddy because she too had started to love him. And when she goes home, she stops answering his calls. The next day, Freddy starts to worry about her, so he goes home to meet her. And when Kainaz sees him in front of her, she hugs him. He sees a mark on his face and understands that his husband has beaten him badly. He asks her what her husband does. She tells him that her husband has a cafe named Cafe Blues. Freddy tells him that he often goes there. After that he calms him down and leaves. At night, his aunt calls him and asks him when he will get married. He tells her that he has found a girl and he is going to marry her very soon. The next day Freddy meets Kainaz and tells her that he will have to get rid of her husband. So she asks him what he is talking about. He says he will kill him so that they can get married. So she tells him that it is not right to do this. After a lot of convincing, she agrees and tells him that he has to do this. At night, Freddy sees the road where his husband used to jog. And at one place, the road becomes completely deserted where there is only one beggar who was sleeping. The next day, Freddy comes outside his house and waits for him. And when his husband comes out and reaches the deserted road, he beats him up. His husband screams for help, but he backs the car and crushes him, which kills his husband there. After that he goes to his farmhouse for a week and he stops talking to Kainaz for a week. He is very happy after killing him because now his road was cleared and now he could marry Kainaz. Next day, Freddy calls a mechanic and gets his car fixed, and after that he also does some village people's checkup. Police was investigating this case and trying to find out who killed him. 1 week later, Freddy leaves to go back home and first of all he reaches to Kainaz's house to meet her. When he opens the door, he sees a boy there who calls Kainaz as a baby and she was his girlfriend. Freddy asks her who is he and what is he doing here. Kainaz comes there and tells him that he is her boyfriend and they have used him so that he can kill her husband and they can live here comfortably. Freddy is shocked to hear this and says that he is the chef of the restaurant. How can he do such a thing? The boy threatens him and beats him badly. He says that he is evidence that he was stalking him. He shows him his photos where it was visible that he was stalking Kainaz. Kainaz tells him that he is not going to the police and telling them that he has killed him. But if he tries to be clever, he has evidence. He will prove that he is his lover and he killed his husband in anger. Freddy has no other option, so he goes home crying and his heart is so broken that he starts crying on the ground. He was completely sure about Kainaz and he started loving her, but he didn't know that Kainaz was using him. Kainaz is with her boyfriend in her house when she tells him that the cafe is now in her name after her husband's death and now she will run it like her own. Freddy burns all his clothes that he bought to show Kainaz and he starts to suffer in the fire of revenge. At night, Freddy goes to his aunt and hugs her and tells her that his girlfriend has broken up with him. His aunt explains to him and tells him that this all goes on in love. Next day, he goes to the restaurant and orders ice cream there, and when his boyfriend sees him there, he gets very angry. He starts eating ice cream crying in front of him, and when they both come to him, they call him very bad. They ask him what he wants, so he tells them that he will just say sorry and leave. After hearing this, Kainaz tells her boyfriend to beat her up. So he beats her up and threatens her that if she comes here again, he will tell the police everything. Freddy feels very bad about this and starts planning. He takes out all the details of Kainaz that she had told him, and according to him, he wants to trouble them both. When they go out, he gets a duplicate key for their door, and after opening their house, he puts a sedative in the food in their fridge so that they can sleep and they can't wake up. Then he goes to the washroom and mixes a liquid in his body wash, which caused Kainas to have a lot of allergy. Then they both come there and hide outside the window. Kainas goes to the washroom and applies her body wash, and her boyfriend goes to the kitchen and heats the food. Seeing the opportunity, Freddy leaves from there, and after that they both eat. At night, they both are in a deep sleep due to the effect of the medicine, and seeing the opportunity, Freddy enters their house. He messages himself from Kaina's phone that can he borrow his car. After that, he takes his boyfriend's phone and deletes all her photos, and then she goes down and fails the brake of her car so that she can die in an accident. When Kainas opens her eyes, she sees that she has an allergy to her skin. Due to which she picks up her boyfriend and they both sit in their car and go to the hospital. But then their car gets into an accident which hurts them both. They both are saved and they start thinking, how did this happen? The next day when they are at home, Kainas gets a call from the restaurant and his employee tells him, but they both don't stop and start beating him up. Then police comes and asks them why they are doing this. So, the female inspector tells that Freddy killed his husband because he is a stalker and he loved him. They have evidence and they are going to show it to him. When they move forward to show the evidence, they find that there are no photos in their phone, which doesn't prove their story, and the inspector tells them that he is a reputed doctor and he can't do such things. He asks Freddy what he should do with him. Freddy says he doesn't want to file any complaint. Hearing this, the inspector runs away from there and tells Freddy that if he bothers him again, he should call him. When they reach home, they start thinking about troubling Freddy. Next day, Freddy goes to meet his aunt, where he asks her why his father killed his mother. His aunt tells him that his father was very suspicious, because of which he killed his mother and himself. At night, Freddy reaches his house. When he reaches there, he sees that all the stuff is lying there and he understands that it is definitely Raymond's work. He also gets a bullet there, which was a message that if he gets involved with them then they will kill him. Seeing this, Freddy calls Kainas and tells him that just like they have left a bullet at his house, he has left a snake at his house, so he should be careful. Hearing this, they both get scared and leave the house and go to a lodge and stop there. After that they call him and ask him if he found his tortoise, so Freddy starts looking for his tortoise, but he doesn't find his pet anywhere. He tells him that they made his soup and it was very tasty. And when he heard this, Freddy gets very angry. He sees the CCTV footage where the payment was clearly visible and he was stealing his tortoise. Freddy starts crying and he gets very angry. He calls his servant in the morning and tells him to vacate the farmhouse for 4 days, because he is coming there to enjoy with his friends. After that he goes to the beggar who lived on that road, gives him some money and tells him to go to the police. He immediately goes to the police and tells them that he saw the murder that night and that car belonged to Dr. Freddy, not anyone else. Hearing this, the police go to the inspector Freddy to question him, where Freddy tells them that the car was his, but he was not driving it, but Raymond was driving it because Raymond was Kaina's boyfriend and they killed his husband to get rid of him. He also shows Kaina's message where she had written that she can borrow his car. He tells them that he had borrowed the car from her that night, and when the car came back, it was blood on it and it was broken, as he understood that he must have killed his husband. Since then, they have started to trouble him so that he cannot tell this to the police. Freddy also shows him the CCTV footage in which Raymond was clearly visible, and he tells him that he had reached his house and killed his pet. Seeing this, the inspector understands that he is telling the truth and he calls Kainas and tells him to come to the police station immediately. Here Freddy leaves to go to his farmhouse and he calls Kainas and says that he has and she will be after him now. If she says sorry, he will tell her the truth. Kaina tells him where he came to meet her. He tells her to come to his farmhouse and he brought a suitcase with him because he forgot to bring it. After hearing this, they both agree to him and decide to go to the farmhouse and kill him. When they reach there, Freddy welcomes them and then they see that Freddy has a gun on the table. When he goes to wind up, Kaina picks up his gun. And Spatania tells him that they will not leave him alive. When she goes to shoot him, she sees that he has no bullets in him, and Freddy starts laughing and attacks them both. When they open their eyes, they find themselves tied. Freddy comes to them and tells them that they will not survive. Then Kania wants to say something to him. So Freddy removes the gag from her mouth and tells her that she still loves him. Then Freddy tells her that he is ready to give her a chance. A cello comes in front of him and asks him to play it. He said that she was his mother's fan who was a cello player. If she couldn't play the cello, then Freddy tells her that she lied to him again. So he ties her up again and then he takes out all her boyfriend's teeth. And she dies of pain and he buries her. When the police reach their house, they don't see them. And then they get a CCTV footage on their laptop, in which it was seen that they were running away with a suitcase, which makes them think that they have left the city. After that, Freddy he takes out all his teeth and he also starts to have severe pain and then he takes him to his garden and buries him. In the end scene we see Freddy who was lying on his grave, and with him this movie ends here. So friends, this was the story of Freddy film, which was very good. How did you like this story? Please tell us in the comments section. Friends, in this film, Kartik Aaryan has done a lot of good work. So you should watch this film once on Disney+Hotstar. This film is very different from the other films. And this film is inspired by The Dentist who came in 1996. Friends, I think this film should have had more brutality. Freddy should have shown the complete psycho who doesn't torture only by removing teeth. In fact, there should have been more bloody scenes in this. From the point of view of Bollywood, this movie is very good. How did you like it? Please tell us in the comments section. If you are not on the channel, then subscribe and press the bell icon for notifications. Friends, don't forget to like and share the video. So I will meet you in the next video.